the workshop. So I think it's quite clear to see that no work has taken place in this workshop in quite a while. In fact, it's become more storage than workshop. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here at the moment. So you probably see the thumbnail for the video, or maybe even the post I put out on Instagram, saying about the doors have been shut on the workshop. Yeah, a bit weird when I come in here now, looking around. The tools are gone, bikes are gone. I've still got a few bits and pieces to get out of here and move, but yeah, it's something that, yeah, it needed to happen. I just sort of, yeah. A lot's gone on in this shed as well. I mean, I've got bits of paper. So, like, my first show bike that I ever built, low life, the Yamaha XVS 650 that I showed off at Motorcycle Social. Yeah, that was an awesome bike. That was one of the first bikes I ever built in this shed. That was even before Black Dirt Cycles was a thing, and it was kind of from that bike that Black Dirt Cycles actually become something. So when that show was being put together, I was one of the first people that signed up and said that I would show a bike there. So yeah, that's where Black Dirt Cycles come from, and Kevin, who organised it, he even designed the Black Dirt Cycles logo for me, which was really cool, and I'm forever grateful because it ended up being something that was really cool. After the XVS 650, the low life, we then went on and built Ollie's XS 650, XVS 650 as well. That was the Harley Davidson. So that was a radical build. We did a top tube, so we converted it to a single backbone, mounted a Harley tank, put ridiculously tall handlebars on there, went for like a bit of a patina look using the rust paint that you could buy. That was a really cool build. Prior to the XVS, there was Tom's Harley that he had the fabrication work done by I can't remember the company's name, Raw Steel, I think it was, Raw Steel Choppers. They did the fabrication work and the mock-up. Then it come here and it got wired, painted and all that kind of stuff, but they never really show much about that particular bike. After Ollie's XVS, what did I do next? After that, then I think I then built an engine for Ollie's. He then went and sold out and bought a Harley, and I built an engine for that one. So yeah, that was probably my first Harley, my Harley engine build. That was pretty cool. And then did a Harley engine for Ryan of SB Barbers. That was a pretty cool one. That never got shown like in here or anything. That was a one-day turnaround. That was Ryan drove all the way down from Tyne and Wear, I believe that's where he's from, up that sort of way. He drove all the way down with his 883 engine and drove home that night with, I think it was like a 1340 Hammer Performance top-end rebuild, which he's got in his chop, or whatever it is that you call it. And he says that goes like stink. After that, I built, what else did I build in? What else have I built in here? The Scrambler, the Mully Scrambler as well. Yeah, that was a full rebuild. In fact, that was the second time I built that bike. I actually built it when I lived back at the old place in Essex. I built it as a calf racer, and then sold that before moving here. I sold that to someone, I can't even remember who I sold it to, and then he sold it on to someone else, and that person, when he sold it, he claimed that he built it, but then he sold it to someone called Edward Wilding, and yeah, he told Edward that he had built it, and then Edward found all of my photos on social media and could clearly see that I had built it. So someone trying to claim my work there. yeah, that was cool. And then so I rebuilt it as the Scrambler that I raced at Mully Mile. And I loved riding it that much that I then decided to put it on the road as well. So that was cool. Then Ryan come back again for his Bandit Turbo, which I did a front end swap on. What else did we do? I made a custom headlight for it, rewired it, and just got it sort of looking a little bit better, a little bit tidier, remounting the boost gauge and that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. That was really cool. And then obviously we've had the boosted Bitzer, which, as you can see, is not even in here anymore. So this workshop, I've done a lot in here. I have done a lot in here. And in my last video that was quite a while back, I touched on the fact that I hadn't been out here due to some like mental health issues and things like that. And I always just thought to myself, when I'm better, I'll come back to all of this. And then what I've started to realise is that you don't really get better. You just sort of learn to cope. So you have your good days and your bad days, unfortunately, but they still go on. So yeah, so deciding to shut the shop it's something that needed to be done. It had to be done, but it had to be done for a reason. Yeah. Basically, what that reason is that the problem with the shop is that I outgrew it. It got too small. So I needed to go bigger. So, come with me. Welcome to my new shop. This is why I've been quiet for so long. Helps if I open the right door, doesn't it? This is why I've been quiet for so long. I have been building a new workshop. In fact, it's taken me nearly a year to build this. This weekend coming, depending what day it is that I decide to release this video, Sunday, was it Sunday the 3rd? Sunday the 3rd of November 2024, I had my good friend Ollie and Beardy with me. They were original members of Black Dirt Cycles, members. They used to help me with the builds, Ollie's bike. They both ride, so yeah, they've got cool bikes. They helped me pour the concrete, and then the concrete sat for possibly sort of like a month, 2 months or something like that for it to dry out. No, it sat for longer than that, November, December, January, and then February, so February 15th, I had my dad and my brother, Colt of Rust, come round and we started building walls. We built all 4 walls in a day, and then my dad stayed for the week. We got the roof on, we got the walls lined. Yeah, and now I've got this new space. Now, I'm not going to give you a full tour right now. I'm going to save that for once we're actually in here and working, which is something that I am extremely excited to be back and doing. I have missed it. I know it's something, I watched one of Shugley's videos the other day, and he mentioned something about being away from the workshop, and you just have to have that space where you go and do your creativeness. I'm trying to stand in the way of the boosted Bitzer because it's still here. There's some work that has been done that I need to get used up to date on, which is what's going to be in the next video. Now, to start with, straight away, one thing I do want to say is I'm not going to be telling you that there's a video going to be out next week or anything like that. I'm not going to set myself goals of releasing videos regular. I didn't like that constraint, and I envy those people that can do it. So Cos from Dirty Wizard, you're putting videos out every Wednesday. And to be honest, Wednesday mornings, I've literally just sat in the workshop, or in the old workshop before I filmed this, watching your latest episode of doing the under tray. and I really enjoy that about a part of my week. But I'm not going to be that way. I come out irregular. I don't want to be tied to always putting something on the camera. I'll show you content as I've got content, as and when. But there's one thing that I can guarantee, and is that I am back. I am building motorbikes. Yeah, there's going to be an update on that at some point. I might even start filming it straight away now, in fact. But yes, all is not gone. I've not left the motorbike building world, or whatever it is you want to call it. I am here. I'm still doing my stuff. And yeah, I appreciate that, or I hope a lot of you come back to following the channel. And I hope you enjoy what you're going to be seeing me create in this new space. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.